Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, I missed the out of position leaks tweet. My mistake. I am late on this by about 55 minutes because they tweeted it an hour early, and I was watching baseball and not checking Twitter and did not see this leak. But I have to be honest, this is not an unbelievable drop in my personal opinion, besides a couple of cards. There are some names here that are like, I don't even honestly know if I love them, to be totally honest. It's not a bad drop by any means. There's definitely some fun names in here, but like LeBron is going to be completely unattainable for you, me, and the rest of the normal people who play this game and don't spend a boatload of money on it. I don't know, like Larry, Scotty, both very good, yes, but also likely to be expensive. Larry, there's no guarantee that his jumper is actually good, because if they leave his upper on his jumper, then he's going to suck regardless, in all honesty. Draymond is undersized. He's not undersized at point guard. He's just not special, is the honest truth. I don't think there's anything about Draymond that makes people go, oh yeah, I need that card. Especially considering he'll probably have his own jump shot. Dominique's a good 6'8" point guard. That's an interesting card. Probably one of the most interesting dark matters to me. Malone's a 6'9" shooting guard, and he should be good as well. We'll see if he has his own jumper. Again, if he has his own jumper, it will probably hold back how good this card is a bit. It's just the honest truth of it. I don't think he's going to be bad, but I don't think he's going to be a particularly special card either by any means, at least again, in my opinion. So I look at this drop and I go, I guess Aldridge at center is at shooting guard is a 6'11" shooting guard. Like, that's interesting size wise, but this doesn't actually, to me, look like as amazing of a drop as I kind of anticipated. They didn't say who the last dark matter is, so we'll have to wait and see who that is tomorrow, and then we'll get a bunch of opals and stuff as well. So hopefully that last dark matter is a good card. But while this does certainly inundate the point guard position with new interesting options, obviously Pippen's interesting, Draymond is somewhat interesting, Wilkins is very interesting to me in terms of his potential value, and then obviously LeBron will be one of the 2 or 3 best point guards in the game. Kind of regardless, he should be a really good card. At the same time, I don't actually look at this drop and go, oh my gosh, this is the most overpowered thing I've ever seen, or anything along those lines. While it is a very good drop with a lot of interesting cards, it's not a drop where anybody feels like an actual must-have. I mean, even LeBron, as dominant as he will be, and he will be amazing, 6'9" dominant point guard, he's the best point guard in the game. Besides Jokic, though, there's already Jokic, who is probably overall better, realistically. You have even Ben Simmons and Jimmy Butler and that Pippen and maybe even Dominique and some other guys. Like, there are a lot of names in here that are very, very interesting names. And so I personally don't look at this drop and get like uber excited about it, is my honest opinion, because I don't know, dude. I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing, that LeBron probably won't be too ridiculously overpowered because there are other good point guards. And I mean, I really hope that they make Dominique and Draymond good, because we need cards that are somewhat attainable to guard these top tier guys, because all this looks like to me is just more top tier guys for the most part. Now, Malone is an interesting card. I'll start with Dominique because he's probably the most interesting. Realistically, Dominique, look, he's 6'8" with a 6'10" wingspan, but his jumper as is isn't great. I don't mind it, but it's not great. He needs better SIGs than this for sure. Really across the board is going to need better animations. And I mean, he's a 6'8" point guard with a 6'10" wingspan, so that's an interesting card on paper, but I again wonder about the scoring ability. Draymond is certainly a card where you wonder about the scoring ability. I mean, he has had really good point guard cards in the past. In fact, every single year it seems like he gets at least 1 or 2 really good point guards. This was his dark matter point guard last year, but he is 6'6" with a 7'1" wingspan. The wingspan's nice. He doesn't have unbelievable height though. His stats and badges will be awesome. They'll probably swoop him offensively, give him a 90-something 3-ball, 90-something driving dunk and stuff like that. But at the same time, he's a 6'6" point guard. I mean, that's not ridiculously special. And the honest truth is, this year, I don't think his jumper's that good. Now, if they leave the same jumper on very quick, probably not that great. They change the jumper, there's real potential with Draymond. He is an animation dependent card in terms of how elite he is, in my opinion. Malone, I don't know, 6'9". That's probably his biggest value. 6'9" shooting guard, 7-foot wingspan. Same type of card where they don't change the jumper. It's not that great of a jumper. It was already on very quick on his opal card, which was a card that I did decently like at the time, but certainly don't think is spectacular. And I don't think that he will be awesome if he is with the same jump shot. Realistically, I just don't think he'll be that dominant of a card. 6'9" shooting guard is good size, no doubt about it. He'll be great defensively, great athletically, and have some good animations and stuff in those areas. But at the same time, I personally don't think this card looks that insane either. And then you have LaMarcus, who's a stud, sure, but is he a must-have? I don't really know. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same kind of thing with him where is he really that great? I don't know. Maybe he will be. I wouldn't be totally shocked if he is, but I am not like looking at him as a must have, if you know what I mean. Just because he is 6'11", which is interesting for sure. But again, is 6'11" by itself like interesting enough to take a card whose jumper is good, not great? If they don't change the jumper though, is he spectacular? Probably not, right? You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe again, maybe that's just me, but I'm not sure how spectacular that card is going to be either. So there are a lot of question marks right now, I feel like, with these cards and how good they're going to be, but there is also a lot of potential. Like, there's no doubt about that. That I will say for sure. There is a lot of potential that these cards could absolutely wind up being absolutely awesome cards. So I'm interested to see which one winds up being the case and how good this drop really winds up being, because I think there is real potential for it to be an absolutely awesome drop. And I think there's also real potential for this to be a pretty mediocre drop. Obviously, LeBron will have the Invincible SIGs and animations, which will all be absolutely cracked out. Of course, that's a no-brainer. Like, that's LeBron, duh. Larry Bird jump shot is going to be very dependent even with him in terms of how good he is 100 overall. 2K hasn't changed a lot of the 100 overall animations recently, and I'm going to be honest, this jump shot on this card, the Larry Bird upper still kind of killed it. It was already on very quick. He's going to need some significant improvements to truly be an elite level card, in my opinion, and I think the same can kind of be said. Scottie Pippen just needs SIGs. They give him SIGs. He's a stud. He's got Pro 2 fade. Or maybe he has, does he have Pro or Pro 2? I can't even remember. Let me see. Pro's not bad, but he had on his Dark Matter, he did have Pro 2. Okay, Pro 2 fade, just doesn't have good SIGs at all behind the back, escape, or dribble style. So new animations really in all those areas would be very helpful, I think. So hopefully that is something that we do see with this card as well. I think he should be awesome, and I have pretty high hopes for Pippen. The question is going to be price tag with him. If he's 4 million MT, 3 million MT, that's ridiculous. If he's 1.6, it's still ridiculous, but it's a little more attainably ridiculous, at least. I don't know. It's an interesting drop. Obviously, a lot of big names, and specifically one incredibly big name. A lot of NBA legends, a lot of really good NBA players, if nothing else, but not a drop that jumps out to me as like a must-attain, must-have, best drop ever drop either. You know what I mean? So I'll probably pick and choose. Maybe I'll add 1 or 2 cards from tomorrow's drop, and that'll kind of be it for me. We'll see. Let me know how y'all feel about this out of position drop in this in the comments, and let me know if there are any cards y'all are really excited to see tomorrow, because some of these guys certainly are interesting, but it's not quite what I anticipated, I guess is what I will say, out of a position drop. So with that being said, that is going to do it for the video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.